our next guest. In 2012, the Washington Redskins transformed the franchise by selecting a quarterback. They also took this guy in the 4th round that year. While always considered a talented quarterback, his wild ways off the field certainly a constant concern for teams. In 2014, he actually ordered 3 extra desserts at the Cheesecake Factory. Then in 2015, actually considered getting tinted windows on his minivan, but decided not to because he didn't want to create the perception he's hiding anything. He's known for asking questions and then walking away before anyone gets to answer them. For example, you like that? Well, maybe you didn't give me a chance to answer. Please welcome Kirk D. Cousins.
All right. Dan, been a while. Great to see you.
Bud. We go way back with Kirk D. Cousins. You know the reason why I call you Kirk D. Cousins?
I don't.
Okay. It's Kirk Cousins, but people said, hey, you keep saying Kirk Cousins, C-U-R-T or K-U-R-T. So
leave no doubt.
I had to get the extra K, Kirk D. Cousins. Now, would you consider changing your name to Kurt so then it would make it easier on me?
Well, with the intro you just gave me, I think Kurt should be my alter ego. That's the guy who does order 3 desserts and does tint the van windows. So I'm trying to be more Kurt in 2019 than Kirk.
What do you do? What's you ever got in trouble?
Oh, man.
What's the worst thing that you've done?
As a high school senior, I got a detention for leaving campus for lunch. I went to a Taco Bell.
Golly, that is crazy.
That one hurt.
Did the scouts know about that?
I may have been able to hide that one from them. Yeah, that one slipped under the rug. Maybe that was why I slipped to the 4th round. I don't know.
Man, I could see where you dropped down with that. I just saw, wasn't it Drew Lock of Missouri? Mm-hmm. Somebody went back and realized that he cheated on a math test in 9th grade.
Wow.
No, I'm serious.
That is.
Now, I don't, would that, I guess they want to know if he was going to tell the truth. But you got these questions at the did you get anything really goofy?
Yeah, the most goofy one that I got was, it might have been at the Senior Bowl, because nowadays the Senior Bowl is becoming more and more like the Combine. But a scout from the Patriots showed me a bunch of cards, like just game cards. And then he did his whole interview, 10, 15-minute interview, and then at the end, he wanted to know what the cards were, or how many I could remember. And I didn't do that great. I remembered a few. But it was just really odd, and that was it. And he had been doing it a long time, and there was really nobody else who did something like that, but, yeah, just playing mind games.
So you're just seeing those cards, not realizing that he wants to know what your retention is.
I think he put them in front of me just to kind of – he just said just absorb those for a minute. So I knew, all right, I got to memorize as many as I can. But then you have a 10, 15-minute conversation, then you recall. I don't know. I think quarterbacking is more about how much can you process in 2.5 seconds, not so much how much can you remember over 15 minutes. So, but everybody's got their own tests.
Now, I said we go back a way. Your senior year at Michigan State, we had you on.
Yeah.
And this was prior to the Big Ten title game, I think, with Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
And we were asking what you listened to in your car. And you remember what that was?
Well, I remember singing a song for you.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I ever rolled around to it in my car, but it does happen to be Friday today.
Yeah, I know. And how did it go?
Well, I was a little flat, I think, if I remember right.
But sometimes it's not how you sound, it's how committed you are.
Right. You just got to own the moment.
And you owned the moment there.
Yep.
So
Yep. Rebecca Black, Friday.
Okay. Paulie, do we have the audio of that?
Of course we do, Dan.
Okay, here we go. This is
Kirk Cousins Friday.
Kirk D. Cousins Friday.
It's Friday, gotta get down on Friday. Everybody's looking forward to the weekend.
Does that still get played? Oh, do you ever run that back on Fridays?
Yes,
really?
Yes. And then when we realized you were coming in, I said we have to have him in on a Friday.
It's perfect.
How's your voice now?
No better. That's a lot of years of yelling snap counts and barking out mic points and making audibles, and it just keeps getting raspier and raspier.
I can't imagine somebody sitting next to you or witnessing you in a car or wherever you were and you're singing that song.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've dusted that one off.
Do
so.
you sing? Like if you're in the car, does your wife let you sing?
I like to sing, but I like to sing in the privacy of my own car with my tinted windows.
Yeah,
in my van.
Yeah, your 22-inch rims when you're rolling with the windows down. I get that.
Yep.
Was it a successful season for the Vikings?
That's a great question. No. I mean, the short answer is no. We didn't make the playoffs. There were high expectations. And we didn't deliver. And so I've been frustrated since the season ended. I usually, when the season ends, I look forward to the off season in the sense of, recharging the batteries, resting, getting to spend time with family. And this year, man, I wish the 2019 season started tomorrow. I mean, I'm ready to go and make amends for 2018. And so it's been frustrating to know that I got to sit here for whatever it is, 7-8 months before we get back at it. So it's been a tough January for me. Haven't been sleeping real well, that kind of a thing, just because it just left a bad taste in my mouth the way the season finished up.
But the expectation levels were so high for you leaving Washington, where it was Super Bowl or bust, and you knew what you were getting into.
Oh, yeah.
Plus, you get a guaranteed contract, and that's a lot of pressure. Other than that, hey, go out and play good football.
Well, I mean, you're an NFL quarterback. Pressure comes with the territory. So in some sense, it's like, who doesn't have pressure? We're all out there playing and being judged and evaluated, and it's a
But
part
I don't
of the
even
deal.
think Brady had Super Bowl or bust expectations this year on him.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. The expectations may have been hard to meet. It would have been tough to do it unless you're the MVP of the league and win the Super Bowl. But at the same time, I understand the job that comes with it, and we didn't get the job done at the end of the day. And again, hopefully, 2019 will be a different story.
That story when you beat up the entire Michigan State hockey team, right? That wasn't true, right?
That wasn't true. They said
how did that story get out?
I still wonder to this day, but there was a fight at the hockey house on campus, and there were some younger football players there. And for some reason, the following week on the local news, they said, the word I'm getting is the fight was instigated by Kirk Cousins. And at the time, I was a backup quarterback. So nobody knew me. That was the name he got, and he went with it. And I wasn't there. And my teammates, were laughing so hard when they heard that. And so they, people were going to say they were going to sell shirts, on the front, I party with Kirk Cousins. On the back, it was going to say late nights and hockey fights. And those never got sold. But,
why don't you say it's true?
Well, looking back, maybe that would have helped my brand. I don't know.
You're a badass.
Yeah.
Don't mess with Kirk D. Cousins because he's gonna take it to you.
Yeah.
Also, why don't you let us answer you like that? When you ask the question, we never get a chance to.
Dan, it wasn't a question. It was an exclamation point. People have put a question mark on it. But I was telling the guy there in the hallway, I was telling him, you like that and you don't have a choice. Because so many people, they want to judge your play and decide whether, I'm not going to look at this or that, but I'm going to say I made up my mind, he can't play or he can play. And so I looked at him and I just felt like, you know what? You may not like me. You may not want to be behind me, but you like that.
Wow.
So
how about that?
There you go.
McLovin does an impersonation of that. In fact,
I've seen that one on Halloween.
You dressed like
costume.
You dressed like Kirk Cousins on Halloween.
I did, and the best part was I did the GIF or GIF version where I keep walking back and forth because no one ever does it once. It's always on a loop. Kirk.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yep.
But you trademarked it.
We did, yeah. We trademarked it, and I think to have the trademark, you have to show proof that you're using it. So I don't know how much you've been using it as of late, but we did put it to use originally.
You just used it here.
We did just use it.
Yeah, you just used it. I got your draft profile.
Okay.
You interested in this?
I would love to hear it.
Now, all the greats have done it. From Rodgers to Breeze, they've all read their. Now, this is what was said about you coming out of Michigan State. I took out the good stuff.
Good, I love it.
Because nobody wants to hear about that. Now, I'll let you read it.
Okay.
By the way, when I did this with Drew Brees, Brees said, "Can I keep this?"
Yeah, that's good.
And he put it. Russell Wilson asked for his as well because he said, "I'm gonna put it in my locker."
Yeah.
And these are actual things that were said about you. In fact, Russell Wilson wanted names. He wanted to know who said this. All right.
I think all of us that are, we all got a little chip on our shoulder. I think it all comes with the territory.
Okay.
All right.
So here you go.
Kirk Cousins.
This is what's said about Kirk D. Cousins coming out of college.
His accuracy when throwing deep is questionable. Has not shown he can make the flash plays to move the offense and win games for his team. He will need talent around him to succeed, which limits his value. He is not a very strong deep thrower, lacks the ability to manipulate defensive backs. Kirk Cousins has a problem with pocket pressure. He often does not handle it well, tends to panic, and the quality of his mechanics tends to drop, causing poor throws. And then the last one is based on his production and leadership at Michigan State. Cousins has late round value to a team looking for someone to compete for a backup role.
What bothers you the most about that?
Well, the one that you could probably most quickly just say is silly is the not strong at throwing the deep ball.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you'd have to watch tape and that'd be over. Manipulate defensive backs. Who in college is dropping back and like going through progressions and moving people with their eyes? I mean, that's like a year 5, 6, 7 in the NFL. You start to really do that to the level that they're evaluating this. So I don't know of a lot of guys you're like, oh, we're going to take him 10th overall because he manipulates defensive backs and he drops back. It's like, what? Pocket pressure, like, okay, yeah, if there's a guy in my face, who doesn't struggle with that? So, some of it just gets to be, guys, we're chasing our tail here. But, and going back to the frustration in 2018, I mean, the whole thing of, win games. I mean, that's what it's about.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm not sleeping well, because I'm sitting here going, 2015 was 9-7. We made the playoffs, but we lost the first round. 2016 was 8-7-1. 2017 was 7-9. 2018 was 8-7-1. And so 4 years now of essentially hovering around 500. Eventually, that's got to change.
Yes.
You got to get to 12-4, 11-5, 13-3, whatever it's got to be. You got to get there, and you got to win playoff games. That's what it's all about. So that knock is gonna be there until you go out there and win and win and win. And I understand it's a team game, but that's what I'm still chasing.
I don't want you all fired up here. I got something.
Oh, you're gonna get me fired up.
I got something that'll fix that.
All right.
I got brisket over there. I got the Traeger grill.
Yeah.
You're a Traeger guy.
I am a big Traeger guy.
Yeah. And I do believe that you are sleeping well because you have the same bed I have. You have the Sleep Number bed.
Yep.
What's your sleep number?
So I sleep at 70.
I'm 75.
Okay, we're a lot in common, Dan.
Yeah, we do. Good looking.
Amen.
Tall.
Amen. Skinny ankles.
Skinny ankle. I didn't know that skinny ankle thing.
Yeah,
with Booger
no, I've
McFarland.
heard that. I've heard that with baseball too. A lot of scouts look at that.
Skinny ankles.
They want broad shoulders, skinny ankles. I got one of those two.
The Sleep Number beds, the official sleep and wellness partner of the NFL. Big fans of Sleep Number as well. A title sponsor here of the Dan Patrick Show. It's always great to see you.
Yeah, great to be on, man.
No, but don't be a stranger. Like, once you became a big-time quarterback, then you started to blow us off here.
I blew you off during the season. I'm a busy man. I got a lot going on.
God.
I got a second kid on the way now. But Super Bowl week, especially Friday.
I got 4 kids. I have time for you.
Well,
I ignore them just to spend time. I brought in Traeger.
You did bring in Traeger.
Okay, by the way, would you like to smoke... we'll smoke the brisket. Would you like to smoke McLovin with a couple of passes?
I would like that.
Oh.
I got some great sleep last night. I got a 75 score on my sleep IQ.
Look at you.
So I'm feeling good. My wife's sleep number is only 30. So I'm a 70, and for years she would complain to me that
But it's 2 beds in 1.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
It's 2 separate numbers. And so she would say, Kirk, we got to get a sleep number. And I would say, I'm too cheap. I'm too cheap. And finally, this deal with Sleep Number last year, they got 1,800 players now with Sleep Number beds. And so I've got my bed, and Julie's a 30, and I'm a 70, and she sleeps the night away. I sleep well. She said, see, we should have gotten this all along. I said, you're right. So I got to stop being cheap.
That bed may have kept your marriage together.
I think so.
That's
so.
how great that
and now
bed
we got
is.
another kid on the way, so.
Awesome. Well,
I'm just saying.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
Your results may vary in bed. I'm just saying.
It is what it is.
Yes, indeed.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV or download the Dan Patrick Show app.